Appreciate you joining me today. Hope you're having a good day. We're going to be looking at a couple of the more brief parables, mustard seed and the leaven. Our hymn today, the hymn "I Shall Not Be Moved."
Glory, hallelujah, I shall not be moved. Anchored in Jehovah, I shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the waters, I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree that's planted by the waters. I shall not be moved.
Passage is Matthew 13, verse 31. It says, "Another parable he put forth to them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all the seeds. But when it is grown, it is greater than the herbs and becomes a tree, so that the birds of the air come and nest in its branches. Another parable he spoke to them, The kingdom of heaven is like leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till it was all leavened." Okay. So, concerning the two parables, I think there are similarities, and obviously we're talking about the same thing. What's the kingdom of heaven like? And so that's actually our first point. The kingdom, when you think about it, our hymn, the kingdom, do you remember the prophecy made in Daniel about the kingdom? It shall continue forever. The kingdom shall not be moved. Okay? The mustard seed, this is about the kingdom. It's not about the individual per se. The kingdom, the mustard seed and the kingdom of heaven is like leaven. And so you have this picture to just think about how the kingdoms of earth pass away, but the Lord's kingdom does not. And you have this picture of a tree. It starts off so small, and we'll come back to that. But it becomes this tree, like the tree planted by the waters. And the leaven, when the leaven is worked into the dough, are you going to be able to get the leaven back out? And it's simply not going to happen. Just think about the kingdom, and the kingdom is within us, by the way. So when the kingdom is within you, how do you get it out? It says the birds of the air come and nest in it. Now the birds may leave, but the tree remains. The leaven, just think about how the Roman Empire tried to stop Christianity. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and that's the thing. The devil's devices, you're not going to be able to get it out. It's within. And so as long as we remain in the kingdom, we are safe and secure. Now, again, it starts off so small. That's the point. The mustard seed, obviously small. And then the leaven, a woman took and hid in 3 measures. So look at this picture of sowing this mustard seed, the tiniest of seeds, and you bury it. And all of a sudden it's invisible. That's what it is. It's invisible. You can't see it anymore. The leaven, it's worked in, and you can't see it. It's working. They're both working. But this is the picture. It starts off so small. The kingdom starts off so small. What does it start with? A single grain dying. That's what it starts with. And from that single grain, what comes from it? And of course, we're talking about Jesus. Now, as we think about the kingdom, and we think about both these parables, what is going to be needed? Verse 32, when it is grown. When verse 33, in the leaven, she hid in 3 measures of meal until. And so it takes time. This is what the kingdom was going to take. It started off so tiny, but in time it grew. Like a seed grows, like dough rises. And in time, what does it become? And so we think about the early church. We think about the cornerstone being laid. We think about the foundation of the apostles, and we think about the building that would happen and the building that continues. And just in that first century, in time, the church went from its infancy and it began to mature. And so we think about the kingdom. And what we do is we seek the kingdom first. That's what we do. We come and nest in its branches, make it our home. The leaven works in our lives, if you will, in our lives, and it has to hit every corner of our lives. It has to be worked throughout. You have to work the leaven throughout. The Lord does not want any corner of our lives untouched. And if all that happens, we shall not be moved. In the Lord, glory, hallelujah, we shall not be moved. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Join us tomorrow for another portion of our daily praise.